Alright, I told you I was going to tell you about my wallet everyday kit. I put together this kit through a little bit of time, a lot of thought process, but my wallet's on me every day, and I don't like the little tin kits just because they're bulky when they're in your pocket. So I figured I would try and build this. Due to a suggestion, I don't have permission from the site to talk about the one that I saw it originally on. Um, good forum, blog site. Shout outs to him. You know who you are if you ever get to see this. Hopefully one day you might. But there are a lot of things in this wallet. I took out all out of identification, anything like that. So, privacy is important to people. But I have fire starting material. I'll have a video about my development of this. A lot of people use different fire starters. I've actually come up with a method to make them very, very portable. And as you can see, I've got 15, 20 little fire starters in here that work very, very well. And they fit in one little medicine bag. Fits in a wallet slot. Takes up almost no room, barely more than a business card, and I've got over 2 dozen fire starters on me all the time, every day. And I've used them. I've been at friends' house. Oh, I can't get my fire lit. Barbecue, whatever. Boom, get it lit. Oh, I'm doing a fire New Year's Eve. Boom, get it lit. So I do use them actually on a pretty frequent basis. And my heavier pockets here. This was a copy of the Bill of Rights that I got at Penn and Teller in Vegas. You can see it's been bent up a little bit from being in my wallet, but I do like having this even as it's damaged, like they get stomped on all the time right now. That's just for me. This is one of the little Tool Logic Survivor cards. I've had this a couple years now. You can see it is damaged, it has cracked, but it still works. The compass doesn't anymore, but has a knife on it, has another fire steel on it, so I have a backup fire steel to my one that I carry in my pocket at all times. Tweezers, which get used actually on a frequent basis. You can see how the little switch, little grabber for it is broken off. It will snap back on. Toothpick, not that useful, but it can be handy. The knife and the fire steel what are really important to me on this, and they keep them in my wallet in a very safe manner. The whistle, definitely useful in an actual survival situation for signaling, that sort of thing. But very, very useful to have just the knife, fire steel in the wallet and not taking up too much room. I'll fix that later. Fishing kit, little mini fishing kit, half dozen hooks. I'll go over in more detail later on. Some braid, but takes up again almost no room. Little medicine bag, no room in your wallet, and you've got a very, very reliable, I should say, form of food acquisition. If you have any knowledge about fishing and keep it simple, it's pretty easy. I'm actually going to rebuild this soon, and I'll do a video on that as well. But again, very, very useful, not a lot of space. Trapping. Little snares. These are not expensive. Little 3-pack costs a couple of bucks, and 60 pounds is going to more than hold any small animal that I'm going to try and trap with a little 3-foot wire snare. But the little pre-made fishing leaders actually work very well. I found if you put the wire through both sides of the grasp here, it actually acts like a locking snare, and it will not want to move. Once it gets pulled tight, it will kink just a little, but not so much that it's unusable like one-time use wire snare, just plain wire, which will kink, and then it won't be usable anymore. You can use these a couple of times. Now you get a heavy critter, yeah, it might get bent up, and then it won't be usable again. But very, very useful, and again, doesn't take up much space in your wallet. And I've got 3 of these wire snares in there, so that's 3 extra chances to catch food in a passive way when you're doing something else that you may need to do in a survival situation, or when you're hiding from something, any kind of evade situation. Just a useful thing to keep on you in case of emergency situations like that. Keep a couple band-aids in here just because you get cut doing stuff throughout the day. These get used all the time. They get rotated through. No big deal. But definitely good to handy just to have them on you when you need them. But as you can see, I have one other major thing in here. Well, 2 really. That's my church key, bottle opener. Just comes in handy in a lot of social functions. I cannot tell you how many times I've used this. I got it as a free gift back when I smoked cigarettes, which I don't do anymore. But definitely comes in handy because I still enjoy beer. And this is trot line, a cordage, ready cordage, water resistant. It doesn't get damaged by water really. It's artificial fiber. But this is a 150-pound test. You can use this as an impromptu bowstring. You can use this to help build a shelter. Easy to keep, 20 or 30 feet of it, again, in a small little medicine bag. I like these to keep them organized inside my wallet, just my different little supplies. But very, very useful, lightweight, strong, not expensive. Huge rolls of these are a couple bucks in the catfishing section at any sporting goods store. But very, very useful cordage to have. I totally recommend stocking up on them when you can, when they're on clearance. But Trotline is a very, very cheap way of getting strong cordage. It's great for all kinds of things. Paracord's nice and all, but it doesn't fit in your wallet very well. This does. Replace your shoestrings with paracord, awesome, you've got it. Those little tiny strands are nice too, but this is a nice, heavier, secure cord. Works very, very well for a lot of different things, and it's held up very well to me in a lot of uses. So, including using it for fishing as Trotline. So, very, very useful, not expensive. And there you have my little wallet EDC kit. I have knife, I have a fire, I have snare equipment, I have fishing equipment, I have cordage, and this also can back up as a signaling mirror. At this point, I could probably get it a lot brighter, a little more polish to it, and it'd work a lot better, but it is something I could use mirrored, so it actually has a dual purpose other than just opening your beer. And some people would keep little small things like hacksaw blades, a broken piece of a hacksaw blade. You don't need this kit for a knife. I always recommend having some form of cutting implement in your everyday kit like this as a backup. You know, this isn't the largest knife, but you can grab it pretty easily. Utility knife blades, a lot of people carry those. They're small. They definitely would fit in a wallet. Not as easy to grab and use. This one's definitely nice. I think I paid 13 bucks for this little Tool Logic thing on Amazon, so not a lot of money. But definitely a useful kit, and it is nice having all these things on me. And again, unassuming, it's in your pockets, in your wallet. Really easy to put this in a small wallet and a purse for a woman. But very useful things. The one thing I would like to keep in here would be some water purification, but the amount of time you end up sitting on your wallet, they would get damaged, broken, the package could get damaged. So it's the one thing I don't really carry, simply because where I am at almost every single day, I'm around so many sources where I could get a water container, water for purification due to where I work. And it's not something I'm really worried about not being able to get some form of water container or something to purify it at a moment's notice, just where I'm either at home in my car or work, and it's at all those places. So, not saying you don't need to have some form of water purification, or it's not a good thing to have, but I have it in other places around me constantly, and so I don't have it in my wallet kit or in my pocket at all times. All right. This is my wallet everyday carry kit. Definitely open to any comments or suggestions anyone has, or if you have any questions about how I build things. Like I said, I'll do the fishing kit in another video. But thank you.